Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to our English class. Today we are going to comprehend the lesson number 7 of your textbook, and the title of this lesson is Robbie's Railroad. Robbie's Railroad. My dear students, it is the 7th lesson in your English textbook, and the main characters in this story are Robbie. First character is Robbie. Robbie is a young boy, a small boy, okay? And second character is his mother. Third character is Grandpa Ray. He is Robbie's grandfather. And last character is Grandma Ray. And Grandma Ray is Robbie's grandmother. So the title of this lesson is Robbie's Railroad. Robbie's Railroad. And the main characters in this story are Robbie, his mother, his grandfather, and his grandmother. So my dear students, now let's start the story. So first let's go through the title of this story. It is Robbie's Railroad. Robbie's Railroad. Railroad means a railway track. Like buses, cars, scooters, they move on roads. Directly they move on roads. But a train cannot move straight on a road. It needs a track. You see in this picture here, this is the railway track. This is the railway track. Or we can show you in some other page, like you see here. This is a railway track. This is a railway track. So railway track is a fixed path, a set path along which a rail moves. A rail moves. Okay. Now let's start the story. Here the title of this lesson is Robbie's Railroad. Robbie's Railroad. And railroad is a railway track. Robbie lived in the city, near the train station. His favorite thing was to watch the trains come and go outside his window at different times of the day. He never got tired of watching them. So my dear students, this Robbie, he is a small boy, he is a little young boy, and he lives in a city. He lived in a city. And where he lived in the city? Near the train station, near the railway station. Means the railway station is nearby his home. It is nearby his home. It is near his home. And Robbie's favorite thing, what he likes to do is, he likes to watch the trains coming and going at different times of the day. As his home is nearby this train station, this railway station, he goes to the window, he looks outside the window, and what he sees the trains and coming and going at different times of the day. And he never got tired of watching the trains because he was very fond of watching the trains. He loved watching the trains coming and going. So he never got tired or bored of watching them. Okay? In the summer, Robbie and his mother went to visit Grandpa and Grandma Ray on their farm. Robbie was very happy for the first 2 days. Everything was different from the city. It was all so new and interesting. So, as I told you that here students are having summer breaks during summers, isn't it? Likewise, Robbie would also be having summer vacations, and in those summer vacations, he used to go with his mother to his grandfather and Grandma Ray on their farm. And this grandpa and grandma, they lived on their farm. Farm is a piece of land where we do agricultural activities, where we cultivate different types of crops, and where we rear cattle, livestock also, like cow, sheep, buffalo, hens. Okay, so here Robbie used to go to visit his grandmother and grandfather on their farm during summers. And who accompanied him? Who went with him? His mother always accompanied him. Okay. Robbie was very happy for the first 2 days when he went to meet his grandma and grandpa. For the first 2 days, he was very happy. He was very excited. Oh, I have come to meet my grandma and grandpa. They are here on the farm. So he was very happy. Everything was different from the city. Like the city life is different. There is always noise, there is always crowd, there is always rush everywhere. The city life is full of activities. But on their farm, the life was totally different, and all this difference, it was new to Robbie, and it was interesting. He wanted to know what actually happens on the farm. How is life lived on a farm? Then one day, Robbie heard a train whistle in the distance. He ran to his mother and asked, When can we go home, mother, so that I can see the trains again? So one day, Robbie was at the farm. He was at his grandpa's place. So one day he heard the whistle. When a train moves, it whistles, na? Chuk, 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 chuk. So Robbie heard that whistle. And when he heard the whistle, it was his favorite thing. He loved to watch the trains coming and going. What he did? He ran to his mother. He asked his mother, Mother, when can we go home? Because he was missing the trains, missing the sight. He used to have a look on the trains through his window. He used to watch the trains coming and going. So he asked his mother, Mama, when can we go home so that I can see the trains again? I am missing them. I want to see the trains again. So he wanted to go to home. Soon, she said. So his mother replied, very soon means after a few days we will go back to our home. Let's proceed. Now, Grandpa Ray noticed that little Robbie looked terribly upset every time he heard the whistle. Grandpa loved his grandson very much and did not like to see him unhappy. So Grandpa Ray, grandfather, also saw, oh, Robbie is very upset. He is very sad. So whenever Robbie heard the train whistle, chuk, 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 he always felt sad. He missed the trains. And Grandpa Ray, he saw, yes, Robbie is feeling sad. And he loved Robbie so much. He doesn't want to see his sad face, his unhappy face. Grandpa Ray thought about what he could do to make Robbie happy. Then he had an idea. So Grandpa Ray thought, what should I do? What should I do to make Robbie happy? What should I do so that he doesn't miss the city life, the trains coming and going? So he was thinking and thinking deeply, and finally he had an idea. He bought some wood and collected all his tools. Then he called Robbie out to the orchard in front of the house, and they began to work. Grandpa and Robbie built a wooden railway track all around the orchard. Then they built a railway carriage, a platform on wheels with seats for 3 passengers. So when Grandpa had an idea of doing something to make Robbie happy, so what he did, he bought some wood. And he collected all his tools. Tools, pliers, hammers, nails, screws, all those things, okay? And he told Robbie, Robbie, come with me, we will go to the orchard. Orchard means a place or an area, a piece of land on which fruit trees are grown. Fruit trees are grown like apple trees, mango trees, orange trees, so many trees, okay? Then Robbie and his grandfather, they went to the orchard and both of them started working. Grandpa and Robbie built a railway track all around the orchard. You see the picture on your books. You see there is railway track. This from here. So this is the orchard. These are the fruit trees. And you see Robbie and his grandpa, they built this railway track all around the orchard. They built a railway carriage. This is the railway carriage. Okay? It is a platform, a flat surface, and he has used wheels for this, because if they want this platform to move on this railway track, it should have wheels. Can a car go without wheels? Can a scooter go without wheels? No. Can a cycle go without wheels? No. So also this platform, they used wheels on it, okay? And it had 3 seats, 1, 2 and 3. So 3 passengers could sit on this platform and go along this railway track. The carriage would move along the track just like the real train. Robbie could stop and start it by pressing on or letting go of the brake. So this carriage, it moves exactly chuk on this railway track, just like real trains move on the track. This carriage also moved along this track, and Robbie could start. If he wanted to stop the carriage, he used the brakes for starting. Like if you ride a bicycle, don't you use brakes to stop the cycle? Don't you leave the brakes if you want the cycle to move again? Likewise, Robbie also used the brakes on this carriage. If he wanted it to move on, he left the brakes open. But if he wanted it to stop, he used the brakes for it. Okay? Okay, so my dear students, today you have learned the first portion, you have understood the first portion of this lesson, Robbie's Railroad, and you got to know that Robbie went to meet his grandmother and grandfather during his summer vacations, and his mother accompanied him. And when Robbie went to meet his grandma and grandpa on their farm for the first 2 days, he was very happy, but later on he started missing his city life, his habit, his favorite thing. He watched trains and coming and going. He missed all that and he wanted to go home. Then Grandpa Ray, he noticed that Robbie was looking sad. So what he did, he planned to build a railway carriage along his orchard, so that he can keep Robbie engaged and he can bring a smile back on his face. And finally both of them built a railway carriage, and it had seats for 3 passengers. Okay, so this was the first portion of your story. Now inshallah in the next class we will go through the remaining portion of the story. Till then, do the reading of this story and try to comprehend it as much as you can. Take good care of yourselves. Fi amanillah.